Yo, yo, yo. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Noisy Business back. And it's been a while, but we missed you guys. But we decided, enough time has gone by considering the devastating news that we've received.
This is true.
I mean, at this point, time goes by so fast these days. It's been a couple months, I guess.
It's kind of crazy. First off, welcome to the Noisy Business Podcast. I'm your host, Brayton, and my friend on the other end of the room, Sean. This is a show about so many things, and if you've been here, you're a ride or die. Today, we are going to go into it. We got the death of the Queen. We know.
R.I.P.
The Queen. I don't know the song.
Yeah.
From the people across the pond.
After that, we're going to be on a more jovial note, I guess, talking about the World Cup and seeing how much Brayton knows about cultural things.
And world politics, I guess.
World politics.
Because following that, we're going to talk about China.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has to do with Donald Trump, but we'll see about that. So stick around. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to go for a ride. And we are glad that you guys are coming along with us.
Appreciate each and every one of you guys checking us out. So just a little bit of a preface towards what we're going to be talking about. The Queen, R.I.P. Australia responded to us. Mm-hmm. They did. So
in droves from our podcast about the Olivia Newton-John. Also
R.I.P. Better known as Sandy from Greece. But Australia was a little hostile coming after us because maybe they were just, it was just too fresh of a wound for us to be, diving so deep into somebody. So that's why this time we decided to take a little bit of time, take our foot off the gas a little bit, and give a little bit of room for people to mourn in their own way with, losing such an important figure as the Queen herself. But what you listeners might not know is besides Olivia Newton-John, Brayton and myself we're huge fans of Her Majesty. Huge fans.
Yeah. So we had to do a little bit of a deep dive, and we want to run down for you a couple of things that are little known facts about our Lord and Queen.
Yeah, this website's kind of terrible,
it is
though.
So janky.
But it's so accurate, though.
So
as we go along on this deep dive, I think the best way to do this segment of the Queen and, respecting Her Majesty is they're going to share one fact at a time. And as we go along, we're going to add on to that probably with a little bit more of a deeper knowledge and appreciation.
We want to give a little bit of a background.
Sure,
because because
context is important.
And since we are also Americans, we just want everybody to know that history is written by the victors.
And if you know England. Oh, but more about the FIFA Cup later. And if you're following it, that's what I mean. All right. So, first fact, Queen Elizabeth II was born at 2:40 a.m. April 21st, 1926.
Now, a lot of people will be like, what a meaningless fact, right?
Right.
And it is. So let's go to number 2.
Yeah, I mean, just so you know, born in the 20s. Cool. Could have done a quick Wikipedia search. Who cares about that?
Well, I guess if you wanted to find out during that time, and I believe it actually still is the case that queens don't have the right to vote.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they always ended up voting for themselves when they went through that trial period.
Well, particularly here in America, if you're the queen and you come over here, you think you can come up in here with all your queen and highness and dryness and whatever. You can't vote here. So no matter what, you're going to have to repeal it and take us over. But that's neither here nor there. And she's dead. So going on to number 2.
Moving on right on to number 2.
We're just going to do it because we're just going to ramp up. We got to go through it. This queen, she was crowned queen on the 2nd of June, 1953.
Now, why is that important? Why is the 2nd of June in 1953 important?
Well, it wasn't the day that Diana died. This may have been the day.
A little bit of foreshadowing
that where the plan was hatched.
It was weird that on her acceptance speech, whenever they crowned her, that she was like, I do accept this crown and this responsibility, but anyone named Diana,
if you think you got your comeuppance. if you think you got the balls, the brass knuckles to try and come up here with the queen, you got another thing coming.
That's right.
And that's why, part of her.
So really, it wasn't anything personal with Princess Diana. I don't think.
Yeah.
That we know of as a fact too.
She called that shot.
It was basically anyone Diana. I mean, she didn't like Dianas.
Everybody, all other Dianas in the kingdom, they knew their place.
Yeah. Fact number 3. This one's kind of a little bit of an oddball. Sure. But just bear with us. She refused to eat at Burger King, but not because of the food, because she was a huge fan of the Whopper.
Whoa.
Huge fan of the Whopper. And it's kind of interesting because McDonald's is, everybody, if you don't know, McDonald's is the largest fast food chain in the UK. So it's kind of more difficult to go out of your way to the Burger King. But I think, it's all in the name. She took it a little personal. And if it was called Burger Queen, she probably would have gone there all the time.
For sure. That is exactly what it is. And I don't think a lot of people realize this, but royalty is not allowed to go into other other kingdoms, if you will, without a invitation. It's rude. Actually, it's considered an invasion.
Oh, really?
So yeah, no. If she went to a Burger King, it would be an act of war.
It would be an act of aggression.
There's a queen entering our place. We didn't summon you. Like you're trying to give your power for our double bacon cheese,
right? And even if she just wanted, a spicy chicken nugget sandwich. Or something, a spicy chicken sandwich, yeah, they would be like, we would love to do that, but you're gonna have to order delivery, because if you're on the premises, even in the drive-thru,
yeah, well, you're gonna have to talk to corporate king in order to coordinate all this. There's all these things. What are other like White Castle? She's not allowed in there.
Yeah,
she's got to talk to the king, queen, or whoever the person is in charge of that. Maybe mid management.
She also has an issue with Wendy's, but that's not like a rules of war engagement type thing. I think she has a problem with women. Strong, powerful women.
That's number 4, so we don't have to go
exactly.
through that. So we'll go on to number 5.
Number 5. What do you got for number 5?
As queen, she was served by 15 UK prime ministers.
Wow.
It's impressive. They wanted to sue the pants off her. And do you know how many? Okay.
Are you saying
she was served papers, lawsuits.
She was served.
15 UK prime ministers came up and was like,
you've been served.
You've been served. She had,
which is like the last person you would think, because the prime minister is the political leader elected to that position by the people.
Exactly. It happened so often that she would have to go around the castle in a disguise.
Just to not be served.
What exactly? They'd be like, there would just be people going around. Are you the Queen of England? And she'd go, yeah. Because
got
served papers.
Yep, you couldn't lie.
Exactly.
She's a terrible liar.
She was well known for walking around the castle in a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, like with the eyes and the mustache connected to each other. Yeah,
that was one of them. That was one of the first iterations for sure. Eventually, she got to the point where she kind of was like, it was more one of those barbershop quartet kind of things where it was like really nice and thick and you can curl it at the end. But she couldn't help herself, and the thing is her routines were too set in stone that she would always just show up for tea. They would always just find her at the tea, but she didn't get along very well with 15 prime ministers serving her papers.
And that's pretty brave for the prime ministers to do something like that. But
go against the queen, but you know what? Law's the law.
Yeah, you could almost say that she enjoyed getting in trouble. She's a bad girl.
She's a.
That takes us to actually perfectly transitions into fact number 6. She was actually the inspiration for Mr. Potato Head, because of did you know that the glasses and the mustache and the nose, it wasn't a thing until after the queen did it so often. They're like, there goes the queen. It just became a thing after. But if you check the history books, it didn't exist until she made it.
Go to Google and find and then just Google Queen Elizabeth, Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
You're going to find her in disguises. It's just, she might even be holding papers looking very disappointed, like,
Yeah, and I'm sure
Not again.
And if you guys don't
14?
believe us, just follow us on the socials, and we're probably gonna dig up some of those black and white photos and share them with you guys. If you don't believe us,
Yeah, if you're not
100% legit. I'm gonna go ahead and hand that back to you. I have it's not really a fact. It's just kind of like a very fun little ditty that I want to say before I forget. She loved going to the zoo, the London Zoo, especially spending time in the aviary. That was her favorite part of the zoo.
Wow, that's just a side effect. We don't even have a thing.
Yeah, because I didn't see it on that list and it was kind of bugging me. She loves spending time with birds.
Wow.
Which is, she loves spending time with birds. Birds of all
shapes and sizes.
Yeah. Particularly a blue bird. Okay. Commonly, there's a breed called a monarch.
Oh, really?
And it's kind of it's kind of interesting because the monarch is also another word for the queen.
Yeah. So what number on? 7?
That was 7.
7. Okay. Yeah. So here's number 7. Her favorite dogs were corgis. Now, there's a misnomer going around.
It's not her favorite pet.
Correct. Her favorite hot dogs, corgis. She would have them grind up a freshly. So everybody sees those little like fat rotund ones that run around there. Everybody thinks that those are the same dogs. No, that's lunch.
So your facts were that she ate dogs. See, I understood it. See, I just learned something because up until just now, I thought that her favorite dogs were corgis because they were her favorite hunting dog. Because she would make them just work so much harder with their tiny little legs going after the kill that she just shot.
No.
But that's clearly stupid.
Yeah. Well,
first off, eating them is way more normal.
Well, first off, in England, women aren't allowed to hunt.
Oh,
to this day.
Well, she can do whatever she wants. Listen, she's the monarch.
You are allowed in England. Fairly certain, not completely. You can fact check me on this. If a woman looks at a firearm, you're allowed to hit them twice.
Oh, okay.
Because it's called in the UK getting uppity. That's where the term comes from.
That's where getting uppity. Yeah. If a woman looks at any firearm or
any firearm,
what about other weapons that are not firearms, like blades, nunchucks? If a woman looks at a ninja throwing star. That's called could I hit her?
Nah,
because I don't want to.
I have to brush up on my British law, and I don't want to speak out of school. So I'm not exactly sure. But here's the thing:
I'm not allowed to speak at schools anyway.
Back to the corgi dogs. They would get a new set of corgis every day.
Every day, a set.
Yeah, a set.
A duo or
3 minimum. And
they were just.
And so she would walk around in her disguises, getting pictures taken with these corgis to be like, I love dogs. They're great.
Why would she walk around in disguise though?
Because she doesn't want to get served by those prime ministers.
They're around every hedge and every bush, every stone wall.
Yeah. And you know why that is because everyone was like, and this is a little bit back end again in the castle. People who are in the know, they're like, the queen wouldn't walk around with corgis. She loved to eat them. Right. And so what she would do, she'd walk around, get the pictures taken in her disguises. And then by lunchtime, they're mincemeat and going through the grinder, hot dog corgis.
And she invented the hot dog.
And that's how she invented the hot dog.
And that's how we got to fact number 8 is that she was technically the inventor of the hot dog as we know it. And that's really sad because they're grind up pups. But corgis probably taste particularly good because she stuck with that breed. Yeah,
well, I mean, so that's where in America. So this is a deviation or it derives from. So we get the term beef and bun.
Oh,
here from the British term that she came up with, which was Corgan cakes.
Corgan cakes.
Yeah.
Which would make more sense if you could say it in her British accent, I'm sure.
Corgan cakes.
Yeah.
You know, just like the Queen always said.
Yeah, for sure.
That is number 7.
Okay. Technically 8 with the hot dog factoid.
It's correct.
Yeah. What else do we know about the Queen? I think this list is kind of tapped out at this point. Because we already know those things.
We memorized it by heart.
We sure did. I know a lot of people think that the Queen had, some problems like we already brought up with Princess Diana, and maybe had a hand in her death, and, has been disrespectful to someone like Meghan Markle. And that's why her and her husband have basically excommunicated themselves from the royal family.
Communicad, yeah.
Right. So a lot of people see her kind of as this like mafiosa family leader, right? Yeah. But what a lot of people don't know is that even though most of those things are irrefutable,
yes,
she still loved Disney movies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good for her. So you're saying that she loved Disney movies so much she could overlook. I don't follow.
You don't follow that at all?
Explain that one more time for a layman.
Sure.
For an American.
Let me wet my whistle really quick.
Oh, yeah.
By this non-sponsor. What is this, Soleil?
No, it's a nondescript beverage.
Oh, Kirkland. Thank you.
No!
Send the check.
Get that check over to
No, what I'm saying. Okay. So she had problems with Meghan Markle. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's because she's racist. She wants the...
Meghan Markle was racist?
No, the Queen. She wants the bloodline to stay pure.
Okay.
And she was good friends with Walt Disney, who is also a very well-known anti-Semite.
That's a word you're not allowed to say anymore.
No. We're encouraged to say it now.
No.
Right?
No. So I'm not sure where the status of whether or not Semite or anti-Semite is the word that you're supposed to be using, but I'm pretty sure it's a hot topic.
Sure.
So
and we're
getting into it.
So we're gonna talk about it.
Sounds noisy.
I guess so. That's some noisy business right there.
Hey guys, let us know if you want to talk about some Semites or anti-Semitism.
Sure.
Let us know in the comments. What's your take?
Yeah.
Hit us up. What do you think? So the Queen and Walt Disney had a love affair talking about...
Well, I didn't allude to the love affair, but it was kind of well known that there was a couple that would walk around Westminster Abbey in the Mr. Potato disguise, and one of them sounded an awful lot like Walt Disney, and the other one walked a hell of a lot like Her Majesty. They just kind of would walk around and they would hold hands, and it was more of like an emotional affair than a physical thing. Even though Walt would give it to her.
They would just walk around talking about the banks.
Yeah. But what they're gonna do with their mass fortunes of money.
True.
Without letting the bank redistribute their wealth, essentially.
Yeah, that's correct.
The next fact that I have about the Queen is that she actually was the first person to introduce fish and chips as a go-to pairing on food menus.
It was her.
But it was just actual chips back then.
This is what we'll be known for forever.
And then somebody, was eating the fish and the chips, and they were like, it was pretty good, just like potato chips, what we would call them. But they're like, let's still just call them chips because we don't want to make her mad. We don't want to end up like Princess Diana,
That's you don't want to die like Princess Di.
So they were like, they talked to their buddies, the Irish, and they were like, what about if we use some potato instead of the potato chip? And then that's where fish and chips comes from, is Queen Elizabeth II. You're welcome, world. And I love a good fish and chip.
It's true. It's probably also because she wouldn't be allowed to go to places like Burger King, White Castle, and all these other like kingdom-based fast foods. So she had to make herself. She had to make her own national food, a very plain dish.
Yes.
Hey, what should we have as a side? Maybe like carrots and peas.
Exactly.
Okay.
A fried piece of flavorless white fish that somehow gets better when you put malt vinegar on it.
Yes.
But we love it.
Yeah. So topping it off at number 10, and we probably got some bonus things for it, but number 10, the term for the Queen and thinking of the Queen when the British people would do the old onesie twosies is still going on today past her death.
Yes.
So this derived from when, during World War I, They needed
They needed to
more
repopulate,
soldiers. Yeah, they needed more.
more bodies because a whole generation was essentially wiped out. So they needed to double down and do a lot of plowing
Exactly.
in the bedroom.
And so in order to make sure that people were doing that, you had to think of the queen when you were getting
serve your country.
Your rumpy pumpies.
When you're getting your London Bridge plunged.
taken down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When your Big Ben is at a full 10.
Sure.
Yeah.
Etc.
When your
Loch Ness needs to be made a mess. Is Loch Ness in Scotland though? So
Yes.
not as popular.
No. What's the
When your Liverpool needs to look like dog drool.
Yep. That's correct.
We did.
When your Wales needs to
moan,
whale.
Like a whale in the water, not like Wales the country.
Wait,
but like
is Wales not part of the UK or part of
Great Britain? It is.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's just checking.
There's a play on word of Wales. There's a country called Wales.
Okay,
There's an animal.
Man,
in the ocean.
there's so many things.
There's so many things. So anyway, yeah,
Still
I'm
goes
sure.
on to this day, and this is actually, I'm pretty sure a law in Great Britain. Like if you're going to go to 21 Baker Street in your bedroom, you have to think of the queen. Like you're supposed to fantasize about her.
Yeah.
And it's still on the books today.
It's good practice.
Yeah.
Which
it's obviously very easy to do. We Americans do it.
I practice it all the time.
Yeah.
Helps you last longer.
For the
because
queen.
she's, in fact, 11. Not a looker. Never was.
That was a fact 11.
Yeah.
For sure.
Walt Disney only liked her because of the money and because, what she do with
this
that
is like a 7.5. So kind of about the corgis thing again. It was a well-known fact that the reason why her son, who is now king, I believe it was Prince Harry, or whoever, he would take pictures with his hands inside the pockets because the queen would just constantly lick her lips looking at those sausage fingers.
Oh no.
She would just be like,
those look like hot dogs.
that reminds me of my corgis. And so
is that where the expression "I could just eat you up" comes from?
I could just eat you up.
It could be.
Yeah, because all people say that to their children, but they didn't start saying that because the queen started saying that to her child who has those big sausage tankers on his he's got thumbs on all of his hands.
Yeah.
So those are some incredible things.
She also one time she came in second place in a pie eating contest with John Cougar Mellencamp. Look it up.
John
Cougar Mellencamp?
Cougar Mellencamp. Wow. I don't know who that is.
It's a real person.
I'm
you
sure
haven't heard
it
of
is.
him?
Listen, all these things that we've said are facts. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So the thing about that is just crazy. But you learned something here today.
Yeah.
Take all this information and give it to your friends, and coworkers.
You could
your
share it, as it
family.
were. Yeah.
Like Christmas season is coming up, so or the holidays or whatever. You can take this stuff about the queen because everybody's interested in her and the politics that she's had, and let them know, let them go.
Yeah. And with that, we can move on.
Yeah, moving on to what else?
I do have a real question for you, actually, Brayton.
Sure.
So this conflict in Ukraine with Russia and Ukraine.
Well, this is okay.
I know we didn't talk about this. This wasn't a pre-approved segment, but it's a genuine question. Okay. Why haven't we gotten any updates on what's going on in the front with the person that we have on our payroll?
That was a thing that we had on the podcast.
And I don't know if we're still paying them. And
have we not checked the books?
We've been bad at
accounting. The air for a little bit.
Yeah, we just have so much podcast coming back and forth that we really lose track. Man, it's such a lucrative business.
We were so distraught about the queen. She died several weeks ago.
Dude,
what, months?
It was so sad. It was so sad. I think we were both in mourning. In the morning when we found out, we were just so bummed. We were so fucking bummed, though.
It was so bad, man. I don't know. Well, we're gonna have to check on that. Oh, speaking of which, did you also, if you listened to the last episode, I found you your soulmate.
Right, you did.
And oh wait, no, we already revealed that.
Turns out it was my friend.
Yeah, so you're still with him?
No.
Oh, no?
We only live together.
Dang. All right. Well, hopefully that turns out okay.
Yeah.
But let me walk me down. Listen, you are an avid footballer fan.
Everybody that really knows me,
Yeah.
knows huge
your
football
core.
fan. And I do call it football. I don't call it soccer. I spent some time abroad in Europe, and I got to be there when the World Cup was going on previously. So I got a whole new appreciation for the sport. It kind of like reinvigorated my passion for football.
Oh, wow.
So right now,
Amazing.
And right now, the FIFA 2022 World Cup is going on. And I'm super, super excited to be waking up at like 5 a.m. West Coast American time, so I can appreciate the matches.
Give us a rundown. What's the hot goss?
Did you know that nil means 0?
Whoa, I'm learning so much today. No, I didn't know that.
So when they say 1-0, like the most exciting game of the series could be 1-0. That means one team scored one entire goal, and the other team, scored nothing. Nil just means nothing.
Dude, did you think about like becoming a commentator? That gave me so much more information that I ever thought I would ever know about soccer.
Hold on to your seat, because I'm sure I'm going to share some really other important soccer facts.
Okay.
So right now,
yeah,
the United States is in a group with England, Wales, and Iran. And did you know that it's called Iran and not Iran? And George Bush lied to us the whole time? He told us we were invading a whole nother place?
They had weapons of mass destruction?
Yep.
What?
What?
Soccer's so compelling. Whoa.
I don't want to get political.
Well, you're not. It's soccer.
I don't want to get political, but it's, the Europeans are pretty passionate about, invading Middle Eastern countries. So
they are known for that.
Yeah. So anyway, the United States has moved on, and we're going to be playing the Netherlands.
Netherlands
in the Sweet 16 round. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness!
And I know so much about it, and I'm just so excited because
name your 5 top Netherlanders.
Well, like the starters, you mean?
Yeah.
On the team,
of course.
Cool. You got Bobby Schneider.
Wow.
Who's related to another Schneider from previous years. So they're
transplant, clearly.
They're actually no. That's what they want you to think. Well, a long time ago, yes, they came from Prussia. Oh yeah. But no, the Schneider family, they have this like strong legacy in their family to just do so well. Okay. For Netherlands.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's the first fact. Another player.
Yeah.
He's a younger guy, and he's new to the team, so he's not super popular. But he talked to the coach, and he's really passionate about the game.
In that thick Dutch,
and he's just like, his skin is just so pasty white. He's just so ready to kick some balls around.
And what's his name?
His name, Martin Schnugglehouse.
From the Schnugglehouse.
Schnugglehouse, yeah. Wow. It's a real rags to riches situation because he was adopted actually.
Really?
From
what village?
From what? I don't know. He's somewhere.
I thought you knew about soccer.
He's from Zabanar. Okay. I don't want to nerd out completely. I still want to. I want to. No. It's a town. It's a town. A village.
It's not the region. Wow, you knew the exact town. Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's close to Arnhem. If you know it.
Arnhem? For sure.
Yeah.
I'll Google map that later.
Sure. Call me out on it. I like that your family's making...
Listen, they're celebrating...
smoothies right on the other side of the door. They're sounding like they're having a lot of fun.
If you're able to pick up on the sound, there's... My family is currently running a Jamba Juice in our house. So
it's so loud in
we got customers coming in and out. The holiday season's upon us, okay?
But we do have to podcast you guys are going to
Listen,
have your busy time.
Black
You're gonna have
Friday,
your rush.
there was a great deal on Vitamixes.
Okay. Okay. We're going to get into that really quick. Okay. After this. Okay. So we had Schneider,
Yep.
Mr. House. I don't like to pronounce it.
It's rude.
Yeah,
if you
it's
can't
really
pronounce
rude.
it. Maybe we could do one more because I don't want my brain to explode.
He's not the starting goalie.
Sure.
But I think he's technically a better goalie, and whenever, if it's kind of like a Disney story, he's going to get injured right before the big game, and they're going to have to put this guy in, and it's going to really be a test of his athleticism.
He's going to be like Dozer from Mighty Ducks 2.
That's exactly what I thought, because his last name is Dozer.
But it's not pronounced that way.
No. Well, Dosa is his last name.
Thank
right.
you.
But his first name, Hagelhagen. Hagelhagen Dozer. Fun fact about Hagelhagen, his face got run over by a cement truck.
A cement truck.
So
wow.
So
whoa.
He's legally blind.
This is the goalie you said?
He's got like a Spider-Man sense. Hagelhagen can sense when the balls are coming, and it was a tax write-off to employ somebody that's disabled for Team Orange. But you know what, Hagelhagen Dozer,
but his hands are so flat and big that he's able to kind of block better.
Well, that's
than
just
typical.
typical. Only his face got ran over. Only his face. It was the talk of the town. It really was.
And he survived.
And that town was Arnhem.
He's the neighbor.
He's the neighbor. Yeah.
He's the neighboring town.
There you go. That's basically the coolest, most exciting people to watch out for in this first round. Yeah.
Flat-faced Dozer.
Hagelhagen. Watch out.
Wow. Dude, I've learned so much from that.
Yeah.
That is,
and also
crazy.
collectively, their favorite food, mayonnaise.
I mean, that's for sure just a Dutch thing.
They're pretty gross. So anyway, Black Friday just happened.
Yeah.
And I think we're done talking about soccer. I don't know. I could go on and on. But Black Friday did just happen.
Let's first. Do we want to talk about China first and then Black Friday, or do we want to insert Black Friday right now?
China, let's get it over with. China's in full-blown revolution. Stay tuned. We're going to have a news correspondent.
Yeah. Oh, no. We're going to have
we're going to have to.
Do they speak English?
Oh, I'm sure he speaks English. I'm sure he does.
But is it stereotypical?
It's the only one we could afford on Fiverr. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna get some updates, as it were. Probably, I feel like he can't show his face.
I'll be the one to interview him. I think.
I probably, the Chinese government would kill him if his face is on camera. Sure. So it might have to be like a call-in type situation. Yeah. So we'll figure that out as we go.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Black Friday just happened, and you said you scored a super dope deal on blenders.
I got 16 Vitamixes.
Turns out if you buy 8 or more Vitamixes, you're legally allowed to run a Jamba Juice from your house.
It's true. It's
now, are you worried about your kids' little teeny tiny fingies getting chopped up in those blades of the Vitamixes? Because those things are strong.
Okay, so we're kind of going through a growth phase right now. My family is opening up a Jamba Juice inside our house,
which has been. I know it seems like a spur of the moment thing because of Black Friday and the sales. You just took advantage and you capitalized on an opportunity of a dream that you and your family have had a long time. As long as I've known you,
yes,
your biggest dream was to open your own Jamba Juice.
So this has been cultivating and growing. I've been going to sleep listening to Tony Robbins tapes. And I just wake up with all these ideas about how I can grow and get bigger.
Sure.
Like I want to be a giant like him, like Tony Robbins. I want to grow that way. And the only way that I can conceive of that is by having easy access to smoothies at any time.
Right. So even though it sounds like you are making your daughters wake up early to make protein induced meal supplements.
Yes.
Meals on the go.
Yeah.
Literally, you can run out of your house, and on the way, your daughter, will hand you, some kind of tropical delicious concoction.
Yep.
Just weighed down with whey protein.
Exactly.
And so what did your wife think whenever you finally had these visions, as it were, and you finally were like, we got to do this? Like, what did you know you were looking for the blenders before you went shopping, or did you, what'd you do?
The thing that I have talked to my wife about is she is a customer first and foremost, and she has been banned from the store.
Really?
Mostly for her complaining about how loud it is. And
it's a lot of blenders. It really is.
And she keeps on bringing up things about child labor and how the once the FDA or the Inspector General finds out that we actively don't follow the 5-second rule, and it's more around 10, 12 seconds before we take the fruit that falls from the countertops and put it into the Vitamix.
Listen, I think the Surgeon General would respect that you have a couple of kids and their dexterity and their grip isn't very good. So if they have like slippery little oranges going around, just give them a break. Are you really going to take that away from children?
If I've learned anything by watching The Bear, is people love hustlers.
Right.
They love to see people win.
Yeah.
And to find loads of cash in their pantries. Okay. So I've been actively just been cultivating that mentality within my children.
Right.
And we have just like business is booming.
Really?
And by booming, I mean by sound, because they drop a lot of things. Monetarily, we're not making much.
You're not. I feel like your signage could be a little better. Maybe if you opened up, you moved your house to a strip mall. Maybe
I could probably move my house to a strip mall.
That might work. I understand. You're a real American. You can't. You got to watch your budget. So you can't just like open up your own Jamba Juice. You had to utilize the square space that you're already paying for.
Well, the hard thing is Jamba won't approve a in-house franchise as well. So
even though you have the whole American dream, I'm doing this with my family story behind your back. Really? So the people at Jamba Juice are just monsters.
Yeah. Well, it's Jam and then dash ba and then Jews.
Jamba Jews.
Yeah. So
are you saying Jews?
No, it's spelled the way you think. But
and you're not doing well in this part of town? Little Yiddish?
None of our drinks are kosher. I need that protein.
This is why it's called noisy business, because we're gonna get into some business suggestions.
Okay.
And talking from a semi-professional marketer.
Help me fix it.
Listen, you have to know your demographic.
Sure.
With the penny pinching community, to put it lightly,
that is
of downtown. There's a lot of people coming and going.
Sure.
That are looking for a bargain. Okay.
Okay. Here's the thing. We could probably soften it a little bit. With inflation being as large as it is, and where we're all penny pinchers.
Right. It's not just our beautiful J community.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you need to cater to that audience, because that is a lot of the foot traffic that is going to and from. Is it a mosque or the big domey building down the street? I don't know what that is. What is
Jerusalem?
Little Jerusalem. No, that's just the greater neighborhood. Anyway, you need to cater to your audience. And I think if you had maybe like a matzo ball smoothie, maybe you have some quail. What's the other thing in the Bible that the thing from the heaven that
lamb
eat in the desert? No,
goat,
the bread, the thing manna.
Well, we call it manna Mondays.
Banana manas.
Banana man. It writes itself.
It really does. And just say, if you like banana, then you're gonna love this.
We could do locust lettuce shots.
Sure. Yeah. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
See, the thing is that you're what do you have, like a razzmatazz and a loco orange on the menu right now, Brayton? It's 2022. You have to be creative, original, and you have to be competitive. And you can accomplish all of those things and take advantage of your demographic and it wouldn't hurt to keep that beard growing out. Keep the beard growing out.
And it's a hot. They just said oy vey.
I heard. Oh, you could also open up your house /jom/bud juice as maybe a place for bat mitzvahs.
We could do mazel tov guavas.
You could do Jewish weddings. A mazel tov guava sounds delicious. What's in it?
Raspberries
and guava. I love guava.
Sure, we'll put guava in there too.
What makes it okay? So what makes these juices kosher is that it has to be blessed by a brew.
A brew?
That's just an abbrev for
Hebrew. Of course.
I don't have time to say full words right now.
Okay, my bad. Well, we got a line out the door with this kind of talk.
So I think you open it up for
I'm liking where this is going.
Mm-hmm. And I'll do an open bar for a Jewish
and also
wedding.
like
and incorporate your Jewish friendly fruit smoothies.
It's a hot topic right now.
What about if
it's
you
gonna
do
be
one
easy to get into the SEO?
What about if you do? Now I might want to go into this business model with you because I might need some profits on this one.
Yeah.
What if you do a play on the forbidden fruit?
No, they're not
from
going
the
like
Old
that.
Testament. No, they won't. But you always want what you can't have. And you're going to tell me that the Jews didn't screw that up time and time again in the Old Testament?
What? The fruit thing?
No, okay. Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
The tree of knowledge of good and evil, right?
Sure.
You're going to do a rebrand. The Jamba is okay. But if they won't let you franchise and you're staying in this location, I think you reopen it as the Garden of Eden, but you need to incorporate some kind of like fruit juice into that name.
Okay. Oh, that's my assignment.
That's all.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's my assignment. Okay.
If you want me to come up with the name,
Sure,
you're gonna have to pay me. You're gonna have to pay me more.
Your consultant.
I can't give you 100%. I have to give you just enough to keep coming back.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Sorry.
So, the thing, obviously this business is going to go crazy. I think
you're going to make so much.
The only thing that I think I'm going to need is a spokesperson.
A spokesperson.
Now, who do you think may be available that isn't maybe tied with other brands right now that I could cultivate and capture that market segment because they are so successful, so likable, and just bring that raw energy to the public that they will then want to.
That's a familiar face though, right?
They have to be familiar. They have to be known.
I've got two people off the top of my head.
If they come on board, people will be like, I know who they are. I like them. And I want to be part of their brand.
Yeah. Two people. And it depends on if you want to go a little bit more energy and slightly wacky but lovable, or a little bit more professional but lovable.
I'm active in all sorts of ways. So hit me, baby, one more time.
So, Jack Black is available.
Okay. A little played out, a little passe. I think I want somebody a little more in the cultural zeitgeist.
So you want Ben Stiller?
A little bit more. Like he hasn't
more
produced something
Jewish and lovable than Ben Stiller.
No. I don't think he needs to be part of the community. I think he needs to be an advocate for.
An advocate.
And the only person I can really think of, Kanye West.
Right.
It just makes sense.
It really does. The thing with Ye is that
he puts out those hitters. I haven't heard from him in a while.
We've just been so distraught. We kind of have had radio silence on media stuff lately. Yeah. But I'm sure that he's going to be available.
When the Queen died.
Yeah. Self-explanatory. Because of the Queen.
We went dead silence.
We had to stop production.
Yeah. We just
cried too much. We tried. Remember that one time I came over before you opened a Jamba Juice in your kitchen and made your kids slave laborers? We came over and we set up and we just sat and we just cried. We held hands. We cried for an hour and a half and we didn't even hit record. We were like, we can't do it. It's too soon.
It's true. Then the news came out that the World Cup was starting. You perked right up. You said we got to do a podcast.
I was like,
and I said,
Queen loves soccer. So.
I said, let me fire up 5 of my blenders and let's get this thing going.
And I said, can you make sure that they're all going off while we're trying to record good audio?
I said,
sure. And I was like, are we going to talk about this now or on the podcast? And you said,
I said, save it for the podcast.
Save it for the pod.
And you know, like we always say, that is exactly what we're here for. Yeah. So if you think that Kanye West should be part of my new company, Jamba Juice, then
let us know.
Let us know. Like, subscribe. Tell us your fun fact that you've learned about the Queen, and just be part of follow us on all the things.
Follow us on the things, and we're gonna start.
We're gonna get in the new year. We're gonna get back to a consistent schedule, and we're going to blow up, and all that stuff. Sure. It's gonna be great. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, we really thank you.